Hey, what is going on, everybody? How are you all doing today? I hope you all are having a wonderful and fantastic day today, and if not, hopefully you all will have a better tomorrow. So, the second upload for today is a RWBY discussion, and it will be about how powerful is Emerald's Semblance. So, I'll be talking about Emerald, her semblance, how powerful her semblance is, breaking down everything it can do, and rating it in the end. So sit back, relax. I hope you all enjoy. Let's go ahead and get started. If you want to talk about a character that's able to make your mind fabricate things, create illusions, mess with you, well, Emerald Semblance is most certainly the best semblance for that job. So, Emerald Semblance is known as individual mental hallucinations. Now, what this exactly does is Emerald is able to create illusions in your mind. Now, how this exactly works. So, this is what it does. The ability can modify the sensory information in an individual's head while their brain is trying to process it. So, Emerald is able to affect one or more people see and hear things that wouldn't actually be there, creating fabrications, creating these hallucinations. And of course, Cinder saw promise within this ability all the way back before the events of Volume 1, if you want to count the flashback, when Cinder was going to try to attain the powers of the Fall Maiden, and so she knew she needed some help. But when she came across a lone thief who was on her own, trying to survive, that thief being Emerald, seeing what she could do by creating illusions, she definitely saw promise within this ability, considering that it's pretty strong in itself. You could compare this ability to a genjutsu, considering that it creates hallucinations and illusions to make you believe something's there when it's really not. So, looking at this ability when we've seen it be used in action before. So, going back to Volume 3, for example, the very first time we actually did see the ability. So, back in Volume 3, when Mercury and Emerald were fighting against Yatsuhashi and Koko, we did get to actually see this whenever Koko was separated from Yatsuhashi. So, when they were in the Forest Arena during the Vital Festival tournament, the thing is, Koko had been separated and she had believed that Yatsuhashi was okay because it was an illusion that was created by Emerald. So she could hear and see, as I stated before, because Emerald's able to create this. And seeing how well it was done, it definitely tricked Koko. And seeing how powerful Koko, as well as the rest of Team Coffee was, this is a pretty good way to be able to trick somebody. So, of course, in the end, since it turned out to be an illusion, yeah, Koko lost the battle to Emerald. And this really showed the skill that Emerald actually has with her own semblance, because she knows the right time of when to use it. Now, if you were to go back to the beginning, whenever you see the flashback, Emerald did try to steal jewelry, and that ended up failing. And while she did use her hallucinations, but the problem about that is, at that time, Emerald wasn't very experienced in comparison to where she got in Volume 3, for example. So, I guess you could say that because Emerald did bring up how Cinder taught her everything, you could say that Cinder also taught her when to use that ability at the right time in combat. And also, seeing how Emerald was good enough to trick Pyrrha, it definitely shows you that, yeah, she did a very good job there. Also, if you look at the Yang versus Mercury fight, Emerald did a very good job at tricking Yang as well and attacking Mercury. So, of course, it shows you that Emerald's very good with it. Now, of course, we also see that Emerald's semblance, now, we don't know if it evolved per se, or if this is just the extent of her current power, but we did see Emerald at the end of Volume 5, at the end of the Battle of Haven. She did create that fabrication of Salem. Now, this happened because of the fact that she learned of Cinder disappearing. At that time, she thought that Cinder was dead, and because of her thinking that Cinder was dead, this put her under extreme depression, put her under some pretty negative emotions. Therefore, how much emotion she was feeling, this may have actually triggered her symbols to either, as I said, evolve, or just go to the extreme limit that it's capable of. And within that limit, she was able to affect everybody that was within the room of the Hall of Haven. And when she did that, that's when that whole fabrication came out, and the entire area changes. The background becomes dark. You see this really deformed looking Salem start to just be summoned out of nowhere, and make this screeching noise, which of course allowed Hazel, Mercury, and Emerald to escape. But in turn, this did knock out Emerald, because Emerald does have a bit of a problem, and that is she has headaches when she tries to use her semblance on more than one individual. So, when she uses it on more than one individual, it then really affects her to the point to where she could potentially be knocked out. But still, while being able to affect just one individual on her own, that's still really good for what it is, seeing how good her hallucinations actually are, and how her illusions can literally make you think and hear these things, and they seem so real. But also at the same time, the biggest problem, and this goes back to the Amber situation, if you pay attention to when Emerald uses her semblance, here's the big thing. The big problem about it is that if you notice, she usually is standing around. She's not fighting whenever she uses her semblance. Therefore, she can't fight while using her semblance. And if she makes one false move, she can alert the individual that she's trying to use her semblance on that it is an illusion, hence why the dust cloud came off the ground when Emerald actually walked back, and Amber noticed that. So, there are some downsides to Emerald's semblance, and while they do have these little bit of flaws, and considering that Emerald cannot actually attack while she's trying to use her semblance, that still doesn't make it any less powerful. It still means that it is a strong semblance, but it still means that she probably needs somebody to work with her. Hence, during the fight with Amber, Mercury and Cinder were there to make things a bit easier. But nonetheless, that means that Emerald has to be very careful on how she uses her semblance and when and where she's using it, because this could also alert the enemy that they could be under some kind of an illusion. So overall, when looking at Emerald's semblance, what would I rate this semblance? So if I had to say, Emerald semblance definitely gets a tier 1 in my opinion, because it definitely is strong. It is an expert semblance, I would say, but it has to be used at the right time. Because, as I stated, the problems with Emerald semblance, because we did learn this in the series, with Emerald getting headaches whenever she uses it on multiple people, this means that she has to carefully pick her target. Because if she picks the wrong target, then that means that she may have to try to use her semblance to extend it to messing with other minds as well. And then that would be taxing on her, because it actually would hurt her head, and then, considering what we saw in Volume 5, it would knock her out. But this does not mean that it isn't powerful, because seeing that if she hits the right person with this ability, or if she is in a one-on-one fight, if she is at least within a bit of a distance, or if she's hiding around somewhere to be able to use a semblance, she can definitely get a good opportune strike in. But it would be more important if she actually had an ally do so, considering that she can't fight while she uses a semblance, which is another problem to the semblance, is that while she is actually using this, she can't fight. She's either standing off in the distance, or she's having to hide to use it. Now, if the semblance does evolve, or if it did evolve at the end of Volume 5, and she can start to affect more people without it being so taxing on her, then yeah, that would be great. That would be fantastic. Or if her semblance just evolves to the point where she can at least fight the one individual that she's using her semblance on at the same time, then yeah, that would be excellent too. But seeing where it is, it's still very good because it does work with trickery. And if the right strategy is actually used, then most certainly this semblance can be extremely terrifying. But it just falls slightly under the God tier, tier 0 level, just because it just has so many restrictions to it. But anyways, I'll be back again on Tuesday. Let me know what you think down below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comments down below. But anyways, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. And if you did enjoy, hit the video with a like. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Share this video with your friends if you found this informative or useful. And follow me on Discord. The link is in the description down below. But anyways, I hope you all have yourselves a wonderful and fantastic day today. And remember, if today was not a good day, tomorrow could always be better. Take care of yourselves and everyone around you. And have yourselves a good one out there, everybody.